Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
Welcome to 30-minute moments for the ease and betterment you deserve in your life. 30-minute moments offers you those little special nuggets of wisdom that you can use to gain that immediate flow and clarity, which of course then betters your life. Isn't that wonderful? I love this show. And I am your host, Alena Chapman. I'm founder of a wonderful community called soulmanifesto.com. And as you know, this soulmanifesto.com, the posts and the lives that I do, that is fantastic. People love to learn from those. But we also offer the workshop, the events, the free programs. I've got one going right now, and the online programs. But do I have a doozy for you today? I love this. Mark your calendars. Mark them, put it in there. November 2nd and 3rd, 2019. Okay? Soul Manifesto is having Elizabeth Gilbert, of Eat, Pray, Love. Ooh, I love it. She is going to be with me, Alena Chapman, for a very magical, intensive workshop for 2 days, November 2nd and 3rd, called The Inevitable You. Yes, it is hard to say, but it's cool. Inevitable You. And we're having this. Well, let me ask you really quick. Are you ready to think outside the box? Are you sick of one shoe fits all kind of thinking? Are you also sick of mulling things over, the same problem over and over and over with no solution? Or do you know in your heart that there is a better way, more life, more to you? Or maybe you're just a seeker, searching, always looking for more meaning. If so, any of these, take a look at soulmanifesto.com and check out The Inevitable You with Elizabeth Gilbert and me, because I'll tell you what, watch the videos, see if it fits, because we're going to be talking about bringing that spirit of creativity into your life everywhere. And I also have to tell you, she offers a little bit different perspective than me, so take what you need. But anyway, that brings us to our guest, who's pretty darn cool too. Now, today we're going to be talking about what we make our priority. My gosh, I love this topic. Lisa Bennett-Matkin is going to join me today. Lisa is fantastic. If anybody can talk about this subject, it's Lisa. She's been teaching therapeutic approach to yoga, I need her, and meditation for close to 30 years. Love this. Now, I'll have to tell you, for most of us, she reinvented herself because she used to be a model and she got into lots of trouble in that modeling world. So she had to go through a healing process. And when she did, this is what brought her to her new life. Now she's known on Yoga Zone TV, where TV shows and then their lines of videos. She's also been a director of the Mind Body Therapy Department of Health. Fantastic. She's also been on, I don't even know if I can pronounce it correctly, Kirpala. Could you help me with that, please, sure. Lisa? What is?
Yeah.
Omega and the Open Center. Lisa is the anchor-based star of Healing Yoga line of videos. Fantastic. And she's also on the staff of Tracking Project, a non-for-profit organization based. And it also deals with the native elders from around the world and connecting individuals to the natural world. This is fantastic. She's all over the place. And currently, she's the co-founder and director of the Sacred Healing Earth Art Center, or SHEA Tree Center in Garrison, New York and New York City. And it's a healing and education center that offers classes, workshops, retreats, and trainings in area of sacred movement, therapeutic yoga, meditation, all these incredible things to bring you more to awareness. And with that, That's why I say she's perfect to talk about priority. Lisa Bennett Madkin. Hello, my dear.
Hi, my dear. I'm so happy to be on your show today.
I am so happy to have you. This is such a treat. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, my gosh, I love, how we reinvent ourselves. Isn't it so cool? I love it. But I want to talk to you about this priority thing because, priority is a funny thing. When you bring up priority to people, they think of their to-do list. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the to-do list is sometimes busy work. It's not really priority. Do you understand where I'm going? Will you talk about this a little bit?
Sure. Well, I think especially at this moment, distractions, and I like to think of it as almost static that gets in the way of, really our deepest purpose. And in yoga, the word is called dharma. And dharma is like what you really, really come here for.
Yes.
And to me, every tool that I've got in the toolbox, every single thing is about honing in my focus and my, daily commitment to prioritizing and in alignment with that dharma, that purpose, that deepest calling of what I came here this life to do. And so, I'm a very distractible person, and I'm always like, if I can meditate and do yoga, anybody can, because I'm
that's what I say.
No way, somebody like me.
Yeah, me too.
So, really, like there is hope, and that's why I felt like it was so important for me to get out there and teach this because, I feel like yes, there is the ability to transform and change and fulfill your calling to reach your high potential.
Right, I know. And this is the thing. And I always like to play the naysayer because I know they're out there. So we need to talk to them because a lot of them are not naysayers. I don't like to. There are people who are saying, I just don't believe you, but yes, I do want to listen. I want to gain. That's why I try to play that card. So all right, so here I am, this person who is, and I used to be one of these. Oh my gosh, yes, I was. I am well informed. I am listening to my stations. I'm listening to my news. I read my newspaper. I'm very in touch with everything that's going on in my life everywhere. And I'm a master doer, but I'm just very involved. Now, that's not exactly priority, and yet that's where we put our priority. Do you understand what I'm saying? We fill up, you talked about static, and the static in our mind, not that we need not to be into everything, listening to everything, but I know for a fact, if I'm driving down the road and I'm listening to stuff that's upsetting me, and I am dealing with things, busy work that's just getting my mind into a muddle, I lose that connection to my dharma or my purpose.
Absolutely. I'm right with you.
Okay. But my card that I'm playing here is, guess what? We have to survive in this real world. And there is a lot of stuff going on here. So how do we do that?
Mm-hmm. It's a great question. And it's, really, it's like this word's been used forever. It's like, it is the spiritual warrior's job. Like here we are and the universe, like I always feel like, I don't know about you guys or if you've gone through this, but it's like, why me? Why is all this mess? Like that part, right? Like the one that's like,
we all do that once in a while.
Doing all this good work, nothing bad should happen to me. That's the deal I cut with the universe, right?
Yeah, right.
And that's not exactly true.
No, it's not.
The universe gives us, opportunities to hone our faith and our commitment and our strength. It's like going to the gym for our
learn
and for our to build the muscle in the face of adversity and challenges and difficulties. And it's always going to come in right where we're most, we're a little where our blind spot is because that's what needs to be shored up, right? And so
exactly,
right,
exactly.
So, right. So of course I will continue to track the areas that are challenge for me. And so, it's always about So this work that I've recently done with these indigenous women, who I feel so honored and blessed to be part of this circle. But they are,
that sounds so incredible.
They call themselves the people of the earth. Anyway, and they're teaching many, many beautiful things. And one of the big pieces, which goes right in line with yoga, right in line with a lot of other spiritual paths, is that it's our responsibility to choose, and in each moment, in each breath, in each instant, to hold positivity. And it seems so silly, but and that to me is that leap of faith. You know, in Ayurveda, they say the first cause of disease is break of faith with the divine.
That's right.
Literally, all disease in the physical body comes from a break of faith in our whatever spiritual, alignment we have, and then it manifests through all these different layers and comes into the physical body. And so that actually happens in life too, where we, decide to buy into the fear, or we buy into the, that negative loop or that fearful loop, and in the face of what's most challenging, to just go, thanks for sharing, and I'm going to put my spiritual work in place. And there's the moment where, whatever practices you're doing, whether it's your breathing, whether it's your meditation, whether it's your affirmations, whether it's your yoga or your sacred movement or, sound healing, and there's so many beautiful, being in nature, right? And calling the power of nature through your body to infuse you, to make the shift the moment you catch the mind going in the wrong direction. Is our responsibility to see it, to call it out, and to be like, no, we're not going there. It's like training the puppy, right? It's like,
I love this.
Go there, right? Yeah. Like, thanks for sharing. I know that voice is a well-run path inside of me of negativity that I know where it takes me, and it's hard and it's uncomfortable, and to me it feels like yoga from the inside out. Because, you go into a pose and it's like, I hate this one. It's so tight in my body. I don't like it. But that represents the inner programming of what we hold, right? Like of what a pattern that we hold. That's right.
Yes, it is. You're listening to 30-Minute Moments, and we are talking about purpose and also priority in our life. Where are we putting our priority? And I'm speaking with Lisa Bennett-Matkin, and we will be right back.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments, where we are talking about priority. And is your priority what it should be your priority? And I'm speaking with Lisa Bennett-Matkin. And Lisa, we were just talking about this priority of changing from the negative to the positive, and also just gaining the clarity in your life. It's hard to have priority if you're so into the static of the world. But here's my question again, and I'm going to kind of bring it. Okay, but how can I, as a person who is really in that static, really survives in that static and thinks it is my world, how can I take a second to find what really is true? Step out of that static. How can I it's hard to go from that static and just say, okay, I'm going to be this positive person. It's not real. You know what I mean? And you and I both know if it's not real inside, it's not going to be real outside. So how can we start to experience it in a way, just little, like baby steps? I always talk about that movie, What About Bob? Baby steps. What's a baby step that everybody could take? I love that movie. But anyway, what's a good baby step for them to start to just test this out and say, okay, I'm going to leave this static world for a little bit?
So my knee-jerk reaction to when, what hits the fan, right? And is to I want to control it. I want to fix it, right? That was my priority.
Yes.
It's I'm willful and powerful, and I can fix this, right? And so all my energy goes into hyper control and freneticness and driven, and and again, I really believe right now that there's a shift energetically, that the
Yes.
Again, I'm going back to these indigenous women that I work with, that they're really asking for us to kind of deal with our lives in a new way. And so to prioritize with my strategies from a place of the feminine, actually. When I say feminine, I don't mean gender. I mean like moon quality. And so,
our soul.
My past would be like a sun, like with a drivenness, control, hyper mode, And then, so what my shift is to go, I recognize the discomfort. And look, if you don't have a daily practice, let's just say this, of doing this, to pull it out of like left field and is a challenge. So I would encourage people to create a daily practice, because what do they say? You sweat more during peace and you bleed less during the battle, or something like that.
Yeah.
To me, it's like doing the practice every day is going to allow this to be a habit that I can draw from, right?
Yeah.
So prioritization of a practice and investing your time, energy, and effort into a daily practice is going to help you in the moments of crisis. So that's a priority. But to come back to where, in the moment where something really difficult happens, it's always about, at least for me, to drop down into my breath and embody that, which to me always feels like that connection to spirit, to source, to that which holds me. And in that ability to start to breathe and slow it down, and it's like everything out in me wants to go and do.
Yes.
I find the exhale, and I find the space at the end of the exhale.
Yes.
And that makes a physiological...
That space in between, the end of the exhale, the beginning of the... And without holding the breath. Yeah, that beautiful, precious little gift. Yes.
That is the sacred space.
That is a
That's
sacred
where
space.
Miraculous lives. That's where yoga lives. That's where the space between
That's where everything. And what we don't just, and just so everyone knows, we don't just jump from that little space to little space to we actually grow that space. So it becomes our life. But that's how it begins. Exactly.
Right? Emptiness, right?
Yeah, it should be the empty cup. The empty cup.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that empty.
And then I can be filled with guidance of what.
Yes, that's what it is, and it is. It's beginning to feel. If people are so filled with the static in their lives, then they can't hear the guidance from their soul or from spirit. They can't, and so that's what. I think if when I'm talking to people who are having trouble and are filled with so much static and are so angry sometimes, that you are so filled with that there is no room for anything to come in. Right. So you have to empty it out. There's one exercise. I don't know. I want to hear what you think about this. A lot of times I will tell people to start them. They have to get the feeling. So it's a simple exercise. And whether I always ask them, I either do a sacred space, but even quicker than that for some people, because some people are in their cars or anything, just allow yourself to empty out the static for even 3 to 5 minutes and just say, worry, doubt, and fear shall not enter here, and push that energy. Feel yourself, take your hand and push it all up on this imaginary shelf. All the worry, the doubt, the fear, the anger go up on that shelf just for 3 minutes. And no matter where you are, you can, if you're at home, you can pray, but pray in a grateful way. Not in a need way, a grateful way. If you're in the car, turn on some magnificent music that you find inspiring. If you are at work, tune into something that you love. I know, well, I shouldn't turn into our podcast. No, I shouldn't say that when you're at work. But turn into something that you love, either a writing or a reading or just a quote, because that might be all you have time. Fill the void with something just powerful and inspirational. And then at the end of the 3 minutes, you can bring that back, or you can, all that worry, doubt, and fear, or you can leave it for a little while longer. I don't know. It brings people back to a status quo. What do you think about that, Lisa?
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, I like to work with nature and the kind of the harmony and the flow. So, like, a lot of times I go out in my bare feet and put my feet on the earth, and I feel gravity pull it off me. Like, I feel earth energy, grounds. Because to me, the craziness gets in my head and in my chest and, kind of up in the upper chakras. And so to, like,
me too.
Really soften my legs and my knees and just feel the heaviness and feel that energy dropping off, and then working with that exhale. And then, one of my practices, I'm so glad you brought up the idea of gratitude, is there's an amazing address that it's called the Thanksgiving Address, and this came out of the work with the Tracking Project, that they've made this available in all different language. It comes from the Iroquois tradition, and it is this magnificent address. And I'm not going to use the word prayer, but practice of literally like climbing a ladder of the levels of creation, starting with the people and to Mother Nature, to the earth and water and creatures in the water and the air and you go really slowly, and you honor, and within your own words, you just kind of keep the structure. But there's a beautiful little book that can guide you through this. It's online.
Oh, I love this.
It's a fabulous practice of gratitude, and I'll tell you, what the most miraculous thing, and it brings me to tears when I think about it, because it's what I never realized is that when you create a rapport with nature, it hears you, and it
does.
responds.
Yeah,
and that to me, especially when you feel like lonely and lost and confused or overwhelmed, it's like you're held in the family of creation, of nature. Right?
It's the universe. Nature.
Exactly.
That's what we have to realize. If we had time, I would tell you when I see you, we're going to have coffee, and I'm going to tell you a miraculous story on how I do the same thing as you. You're listening to 30-Minute Moments. We will be right back with my favorite part.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. And guess what, everyone? It is the shift. We get to now hear that pivotal moment, or that change, or that life-altering, aha moment. And those things are so important to us. And Lisa, what was yours?
I'm laughing because I have been blessed with many. And,
I know, me too.
But I'll say, I think the most amazing experiences in the beginning of a spiritual journey, I think, where you do certain practices and all of a sudden something miraculous happens where you're like, it can be kind of scary even, right?
Yeah.
Because
it's unexpected. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
Of what's normal. And so I was at the end of my modeling career, and I had been somewhere, and I was in the hotel, and I was just starting to get back into yoga. I had done yoga when I was young. And, I did this really sweet practice, nothing too intense. And I would, like so many times, skip what they call shavasana, which is at the end where you lay down and you just relax.
Right.
Because I always thought, well, that's not
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
And so I lay down. I'm in the hotel. I'm by myself, and I had done this beautiful practice. And all of a sudden, I felt like some presence, like something shifted. And I wasn't at all kind of in the realm that I'm in now. I was really still kind of in that world of modeling and, not disconnected, I think, more in the mundane than in the spiritual. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And so I all of a sudden felt like there was a presence of light, of energy around me. I almost felt like my body was being lifted up, and my heart started to pound. I got kind of scared, and then I don't really know how to put it so much in words, except that all that I realized was that it felt like a veil had opened, and that I got a glimpse of the love and light that we are always held in. And I started to weep because I realized that I was unaware of the love and light that was always holding me.
Yes.
And it was the same thing, kind of what happened when I started to do the Thanksgiving address, when I felt nature respond to me. And I was like, oh my God, I've been so disconnected from these relatives, these beings that actually want to rapport with me. And so
that's right.
The shift for me is where we open up to a whole awareness of beauty and of what we're held in. And so one of my mantras when I am in fear or, get a little in the funk is and I'll say, I bring myself back to that moment. and I'll say, I choose to be aware and grateful for the love and light that always holds me and surrounds me.
Oh, I love
and
that.
It brings me back into that moment of, I know that this is true. And that's what doing a spiritual practice is so intimate and so personal, because Spirit is going to speak to you in your own unique ways. And once you have that anchored into you, to repeat to yourself over and over again at a time that's kind of a little scary, to bring you back to that, it affirms, like, yes, I know this to be true. This is and that's what I feel like a spiritual, we're given a religion, but we have to establish a spiritual relationship.
And it is, and it's
more.
That. We got to prioritize that. Exactly. Yes. But it is, everything you're saying is more of receiving instead of telling. And I think when you are open or just allow yourself, it's not even to receive, that's when the door starts to open. That's when the spiritual gifts of seeing the prison or feeling that light or communing with nature, that's when that happens. But you have to open yourself. You have to become the empty cup. You have to become the receiving, instead of saying, I need. God, I need this. Oh, God, why am I going through this? God, why is this happening? It's all this stuff that you cloud your mind with so much desperation. You close the door. It's opening that door. It's just saying, okay, this is what it is, but the truth is I am surrounded by love and light, and God is here. I need to open to it. And you said that, and that's really, that's, if anybody got anything out of 30-minute moments today, that is probably one of the biggest nuggets, folks. So grab it. Because if people want to get hold of you or talk to you more about this, how can they do so?
They can go to Shea Tree, which is, SHEA Tree.
SHEA.
Center.com is my, place to get in touch with me.
I love it.
They can get me on Facebook at Lisa Bennett Matkin. Also, you can put my name in, lisabennettmatkin.com, and that'll bring you to Shea Tree. I would love to speak to anybody who wanted to talk about this and work on it. This is my greatest passion and priority.
It's fantastic.
Live it and to share it.
And for everyone out there, this has been a fantastic show. And I think there are so many nuggets in here, but especially that last one, that pivotal moment. You can have your own, but it is just opening. So do things in your life. Make it this week. Do something that you allow yourself to open that door. I think if you do that, the clarity will fill you. And do it a couple times. You are listening to 30-Minute Moments. Thank you so much. And as always, namaste.
This has been 30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.